Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Starfield video. So, if, like me, you've been wondering what the heck's going on with Starfield lately, then you are not alone. Obviously, we've had something of radio silence recently from Bethesda on the front of updates and so on and so forth, and yeah, it's left a few people scratching their heads, wondering what might be going on with rumoured updates and stuff, but last night, we finally got a very quiet little bit of information out of BGS regarding what's happening over there, and in the form of a new patch that has arrived on Steam Beta for Starfield. So, yeah, the current situation is a little weird, to be honest. Obviously, Bethesda have said there's going to be a new update coming, a new expansion coming to Starfield. They were saying this year, but it's been very, very quiet since quite some time ago now, since they last mentioned it. And so far this year, as far as I'm aware, we've had one update, I think. We had one back in May, which was just a little patch for the game. So, since then, nothing. And obviously, since then, the whole summer showcase and stuff has gone by with complete radio silence as well. Leaving a lot of people, myself included, scratching our heads a little bit. And yeah, this update is pretty tiny, the one that we're getting for Starfield at the moment. But it does actually have a little nod in it that I think is good to hear, even if it's not particularly expansive. So, shall we have a gander? Okay, so we have Starfield Update 1.15.222, July 22nd, 2025, and it's going into beta. So as usual with this, if you want to check it out, it'll probably be in beta for the next 2 weeks. That's what they usually do. Mind you, they've been doing Oblivion patches in beta, and that's only been for a week, so we'll see. This is a small patch, so it may not be in beta as long. But if you want to check it out ahead of its actual release, then you need to be on Steam. It'll go to all platforms afterwards, obviously, but for now, just Steam. And you need to right-click on your game in your Steam library, go down to Properties, open up that window, and then you can opt into betas through there. So, yeah, what we got? A new Starfield update is available today with improvements to the Creations menu, as well as crash and stability fixes. So, let's just jump onto that before we come back to the next sentence, because, to be honest, the next sentence is actually more interesting. The update notes, we've got improvements to format and display in Creations menus. How exciting. Addressed an issue that could cause extreme temperature gear to appear incorrectly. Minor improvements to the sorting the missions menu, rather. That's a nice little quality of life thing, so you should be able to find your missions a bit more easily. General crash and stability fixes are always welcome in any game, especially big open world unwieldy titles like this. And yeah, the usual stuff on Steam Beta down there. So yeah, not exactly a long list, but let's go back to that particularly interesting and exciting piece of information. Well, as exciting as it gets at the moment anyway. And that is, looking ahead, we are continuing to work on future updates and will share more about the exciting things we have planned for Starfield in the coming months. Yeah, well that's an interesting statement that says not much at all, really. So we know there are updates coming. The update, the expansion, whatever it might be, has not been cancelled. There's no word on that has come out, so as far as we know, it's still rolling on ahead. The response to both Starfield itself, obviously, and the Shattered Space expansion that came out nearly a year ago now. Was it only that long ago? Feels like it was longer. Anyway, the Shattered Space update was not as good as they would have liked, obviously. I'm sure we're all aware of that. I quite enjoyed the update. I thought it had some really cool stuff in it. Some bits were maybe not as spectacular as I would have liked myself, but in general, I thought it was pretty good. Nonetheless, with the less than stellar response to it, I should imagine that they are taking their time and making sure they get it right, and hopefully this new one will be even bigger. But, as Bethesda always do, they issue information and updates in their own sweet time. We are well aware of this by now, obviously. Just look at how long it's been since the announcement of Elder Scrolls 6, and the amount of information we've actually had about that since that time, which in official terms is pretty much nothing, I think. I think they've confirmed it's in full production, but that's about as much as they've said. So yeah, quiet is about normal, but this is Bethesda's way of saying, yeah, it's coming, we'll talk about it when we're ready to talk about it. Obviously, acknowledging that people want to know more, but it's not really a good idea, and it never really has been. There's plenty of examples of this going wrong for developers to talk too much about what they're doing before it has cooked, you know? Need some time in the oven. One of my favourite examples of this would be some of the stuff that was announced ahead of the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 back in, 2020-ish? Somewhere around about there. There were a number of features that were advertised and promoted prior to the game's launch that didn't actually make it into the final version of the game, and people were understandably upset about this. So there's an extreme example of why saying too much too early is a bad idea. So, needless to say, they are working on it and taking their own time and will be updating. But in the coming months, likely means probably before the end of the year we'll hear more. But it's very, very open-ended. I would guess we'll get a September onwards, that sort of time, some kind of update, maybe some news on when the next update, the next expansion is due. I would expect to see it before the end of the year. But obviously we'll have to wait and see what Bethesda have to say on this. So, anyway, that is the current situation with Starfield. It's good to hear a little nod from Bethesda that something is happening. Yeah, it really went under the radar, this one. It came out on Steam, and I have had a look around at Bethesda's website and stuff. There's nothing on there about it, and I haven't seen anything on the socials about it either. That could have gotten past me, though, to be fair, these days. So I don't entirely know, but yeah, really a quiet nod. If I remember correctly, the last patch, though, they didn't actually announce a great deal until the patch came out of beta, and even then it wasn't a huge fanfare, but then it was similar to this, maybe slightly larger. But there we go. I hope you guys found that interesting and gave you at least a little bit of reassurance that things are still ticking over there on the Starfield front for those who are into that. Fingers crossed this new update, which is rumoured, let me emphasise the rumour part, to be called Starborn, will be a big and impactful set of changes to the game, and hope it will be something cool. Fingers crossed. But until we find out more, we'll just have to twiddle our thumbs, I guess. Keep it here, because of course I will be absolutely all over that when it comes out, and definitely looking forward to hearing more. So, if you liked the video, you found it useful, please consider dropping subs and likes. I very much appreciate. Down below, I've got social media links if you want to get reliable notifications, more reliable than the notification bell anyway. And channel memberships down below the video as well if you're interested in supporting that way. I really, really appreciate it. In the meantime, we've got plenty of live streams on the go and plenty of Fallout 76 content as well. If you're interested in that, do check that out. I very much appreciate. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.